this is Vanessa, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Nice of you to join me again. Today, I'd like to discuss how to identify that he's a masculine man. Look, oftentimes we've got misconceptions of what a masculine man should be like. I think we focus more on like the outer appearance as opposed to what the guy is, what his value systems are, how he was raised, who he is, what are his values, does he have integrity, is he Christ-like, or does he have true intentions, does he have dreams or goals, does he know how to treat a woman, does he have a role model, does he have a father figure, does he look up to someone? Those are the things we often don't look at. And look, the society that we're in today is just in and out, and people just dating with no intentions, people just being with other with no intentions or whatsoever, just passing time. And that takes a toll on women as well as men as well, because at some stage we give each other mixed signals, we're not true to each other. I was having a conversation with my friend last night, and he then expressed how everything is like working out in the world nowadays, how we're in a dog eats dog kind of world, how the dating scene has changed. But that doesn't go back to say that there are no people that are still true to themselves, who are still intentional about everything that they do, not only their workspace, but also in their personal life. They're intentional about everything that they do. So I jotted down a list of little things that I think one should identify or look at when there was someone, just to figure out if this person is masculine enough or intentional enough, or if this person is real. So number one would be, does he have a point of authority? Is there someone that he can report to? Is there someone he looks up to? Is there a leader that he looks up to? Is there someone close to him that is masculine that he looks up to? See, a man without authority just withers in the air and is on this boat, then on the next one, then off. Like, he's not sure where he's going. So if somebody doesn't have a point of authority, or someone that they look up to, or maybe like a family member that's like, that shows their masculinity, if somebody doesn't have a father figure, or doesn't look up to a pastor, or is not spiritual, does not ground themselves as a son of God, then you've got problems, because then you're with someone who's not intentional about how they live, who doesn't have a point of authority, who doesn't know where he's going. Look, if I say point of authority as well, I mean, look at how men clan up when they're watching soccer. They're all together, they're all making a noise. The stadium is full of them. So it shows that these are human beings that are meant to follow someone, okay, not necessarily females. But these are, human beings that like to follow someone, that like to march to a place together, like to chant. So if he doesn't have that zeal for Jesus, if he doesn't have that zeal for God, if he doesn't have that zeal, for his father, then you know that you've got a problem. If he doesn't have that zeal for his grandfather, then you know that, no, we're not good. So those are the type of questions that I would ask as well, just to find out if, are you an Arsenal fan? Okay, how do Arsenal fans behave? Do you go to the stadium? Is there something that you're following? Because if he's not following anything, goodness, he's not going to follow you either. You know what I mean? Anyway, point number 2, the way he talks. A man who speaks with authority, or who thinks before he says something, is a masculine man. A man who doesn't take time to quarrel with you and still listens and doesn't respond and thinks about what his comeback is to be is a masculine man, because he's gonna weigh out all the options and see, if I answer in this way, what type of reaction am I going to get? He's going to think about everything that surrounds the conversation that you guys are having. And in general, how does he talk about his female friends? How does he talk about his friends as well? How does he talk about himself? See, your own self and your identity is very important as well. You know, how you identify yourself when talking about yourself to other people. Are you kind to yourself? Is he kind to himself? Is he kind when he talks about others? You know, does he think before he speaks? You know, so you'll have to listen carefully. Look, I will break this down. I'll make videos, you know, of each of these you know, subjects that I'm talking about, just to break it down even further, just so that, you know, it's easier to identify. Number 3 would be appreciation. Now, I know women are always thinking like appreciation is money and pocket money and this. Look, we all need money, but I don't think you should be in a relationship for money. That's my own opinion. But appreciation would be, does he appreciate you? You know, can he identify without you? Does he see himself without you? That is, you know, does he appreciate all the little things that you do for him? Does he appreciate the fact that, you know, he stepped out for 2 minutes and when he came back, you know, the house is looking super, you know, clean? Does he appreciate the fact that, you know, you'll still call in and check if he's okay? So it's those little things. If that person cannot show you appreciation, or if they cannot appreciate themselves, they won't appreciate you. That's just how it is. Does he take you seriously? You know, a masculine man takes everything that they do seriously. I mean, you look at your Tate, Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate takes everything that he does seriously. You look at your president, you know, you look at Ramaphosa. How does he do things? He takes things seriously. You look at David Mulapo. They take things seriously. You look at my granddad. He takes things seriously. So even when you're conversating with him, is this person listening to each and every single word you're saying? Are they understanding the concept? Do they take time to listen? When someone takes you seriously, they take you high above. You're above. They take you above, which means that, you know, they will listen. They will understand what you have to say. If you've got a commitment and they need to be with you at that commitment, they'll take that seriously. They'll be there on time. You know, so those are the other things that you should look at. If someone's going to make you wait an hour or 30 minutes for them, then you just know that that person is not taking you seriously. Hell, that person doesn't even take themselves seriously, you know. So it's little things that you look at. I guess it also goes back to respect. How much does the person respect you? Do they respect you enough to make you wait? If a person makes you wait, they don't respect you. So that's it. He should tell you his future plans. If you're, you know, a person that is meant to be in his life, he will tell you his future plans. He will tell you what he's doing, you know, what his plans are for the future. And if you're not in that future, run, girl, run. Because then you know that, you know, this person is just with me temporarily, or they're still trying to figure themselves out. Look, judging by the conversation that I had with my friend last night, it's okay to give up. It's okay. It's okay to give up. Even if it's 15, 20, 25 years, it's okay to give up on someone if they don't show you the intentions, if they're not with you intentionally, you know. But also setting crazy boundaries as well as women is quite a lot. You know, I know oftentimes, you know, we look at the world in a rosy way. We want things in a rosy way. We want things to come just the way we want them to. Obviously, we are the bearer of souls, but that doesn't mean, you know, we get to control all the souls that are around us. So we also need to have boundaries, but also not set crazy standards for people. Because at the end of the day, you're not the only woman who's alive. You're not the only beautiful woman that is out there. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having standards and boundaries, but goodness, don't be outrageous, you know. And then he's willing to work harder. Look, if a guy's with you and he's not willing to change, if there is no shift since you came into his life, then just know that that is not your guy. That is not your guy. You cannot come and be Bob the Builder. I see women that are stuck with feminine men become Bob the Builder. They want to handle things. They don't want to let the man be and you know, let him be the one who's taking the lead. If you're with someone that can't take the lead, or someone that doesn't want change, then you're with the wrong person. oftentimes, yes, you've invested quite a lot, which is quite painful because, women are very patient creatures. I often hear people saying women are not patient, but women are very patient creatures. They can stay with a guy who doesn't have intentions for 7 years, and then next thing the guy is cheating on them, and look, all they just want to do is cry and talk about how they wash the guy's socks, how they clean. If you're going to be a maid, you've chosen to be a maid. Hence, I say it's always good to do research before you get into anything. Before you get into anything, do some research. Be as it may, we went to school preparing ourselves for work. If you look at how the education system works around the world, we went into school preparing ourselves for work, so that it's kind of like conditioning, Pavlov. So that when you get to work, it's not as difficult as it would be had you not been conditioned to do that. And in school, we were doing research, we were doing projects, we were doing this. I mean, look, people were doing their theses. So you do research for each and every single thing. So why, when it comes to the Department of Love, we just expect everything to be a fairy tale? Research. If you're intentional in settling down, or if you're intentional in your dating, then look for someone who's intentional. If you want to play around, then play around. But all I'm saying is, when you look for someone who's intentional, especially if you're intentional. Also, do your own soul searching first. Don't just throw yourself out there not knowing who you are. It's very important for the time that when you're alone, you get to discover yourself. You get to write your goals and your aspirations. You get to write your list of things that you want, or what type of a person you want to be around, and also let God lead you. Let God show you the way. Let Him be the one that takes you to the places that you want to be at. Anyway, I could blab for hours. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please do like and subscribe. And if you don't agree with my opinions, please let it be known as well in the comment section, because I'd like any form of feedback. Thank you very much.